In time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Welcome to tonight's Dining and Doodles. We do this each and every Saturday. I welcome you all for joining in tonight as we get ready to draw this request. Each and every week we do these by request. So we allow fans to put in a request. Actually, I just got one request put in literally a few seconds before this stream started. And that request came on through our Instagram post. So, hey, if you have a request that you want added to Dining and Doodles, by all means, let us know. Leave a comment in the description of this stream. And always like, comment, and subscribe any of the projects we do today, or in the future, absolutely. As always, we are doing this today. We are going to be drawing today a request for an original character. The character's named Roddy. Or Rody, Roddy, Rody. I don't know if Damien's here. Damien's usually drops in and chats with us. I don't know if Damien's here yet, but Damien, I'm sure, will probably come along today as we do this. But yeah, basically, this is his character design through, I guess, a character builder. As best they could, but yeah, it's a Robocop-esque anime girl. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do. Robocop is very mechanical and basic in design. So we're kind of doing that, and if we have time, we'll do a busy dystopian background. This one, I don't think we're gonna be going into Demon Blade at all, today. Because I don't think we're gonna have that much time to do this. You also see, this is pretty dark here. I have not lightened any of the character sketch that we've done. Okay. So, yeah, basically, we are doing a project. They did want us to do a storytime read of the same series. So we're probably going to be doing a storytime read probably in a week or two of this sort of fan fiction of theirs. I don't know what you'd call it. It's an original fiction, I guess, but it's using character likenesses from other series or something like that. I don't know. And I guess it is sort of fan fiction. In a way, what would you call it? Does it have a name? I'm sure it has a name. This week we're gonna. Hey, Damien. Damien's here. Yeah. Hi. How you doing today, Damien? So now, did you want this to be helmet with hair, or did you want sort of like her hair exposed eye visor? Because that will determine, a little bit of a look there with the hair. And your design, the design you had from the character maker, had hair. Helmet with the hair. Okay. So you want it sort of covering the top of the head, but hair coming down from below? Or did you want it to be like the RoboCop helmet? Did you want it to be like the RoboCop helmet, or did you want more of a visor type helmet? Because you got a visor here, whereas if I can pull up a picture of our good friend, Officer Murphy from RoboCop. Those who don't know, well, I mean, hell, it had a remake. No, I don't want this one. Been a long time since I've watched RoboCop. Really long time. A combination of both. Okay. Okay, no problem. So yeah, I'm guessing this is a toy version of him, because that trash can looks weird. So I'm guessing that's a toy version of RoboCop. I'm coming on Twitch now, by the way. Not a problem. Not a problem. Twitch is a little bit more reliable than YouTube at times. Actually, both are coming in. Apply transformation. Yes, let's apply transformation so I can look at RoboCop's body. So let's do a little bit of a combination of both. Actually, let's. Yep. A layer. Yeah, excuse me. I am literally just swallowed up, and I was kind of surprised how quickly I ate it. Some Chinese food for tonight. Normally I don't eat Chinese, but let's do half a helmet face. That way we can get the RoboCop look a little bit more. And we'll do air coming out from the other end. So, kind of like almost like it's a bit of a mask, but we'll have the helmet sort of continue in the back. Let's do arms here. Let's probably go back here. There's going to be a lot of me using other tools than just drawing pen today. Because we're doing the dystopian sci-fi. You want angles. Whenever you draw something science fiction or machine, you want clean angles, and you're not going to get that with a hand-drawn. I don't know. I mean, you can have the best hand-drawing skills in the world. You're still not going to get it as well as a computer basically saying, hey, I'm going to do this. Shape to here. Because it's going to be a bit better at it than you are. Something along the lines of there. One of the things I was literally watching, well, not the one I was literally watching right before the stream, but not too long, not literally but a few minutes ago, I was watching the results of the Mr. Beastables thing. I don't know if anybody's been following this. I really don't give a damn about Mr. Beast. But this was something that was interesting because it's like, oh, I have chocolate and I'm going to give away the chocolate factory. Spoilers. He basically offers, $500,000 in place for the chocolate factory. And the chocolate factory is literally like some run down, office in the middle of nowhere. Probably out in Arizona or something like that. That was converted to look like the chocolate factory from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In a sense. I will give him the respect that Gordon Ramsay shows up in it. Speaking of Mr. Beast, have you heard of Mr. Beast Burger? Yes, I have. I have not eaten one. I know it's basically he works with, I think it's Hardee's, to get the Mr. Beast burgers. There's no actual establishment Mr. Beast, except for I think one out in the world. And it's mostly just like we work with Hardee's and we put out a burger place. One of the restaurants is okay. One is a Red Robin. In my case, it's Hardee's. And for those who don't know what a Hardee's is, it's a Carl's Jr. in the South. It's not the best place for a burger. It's mediocre. I mean, I'm not gonna diss them. They're not a bad burger place. They're not Burger King. Right, crying out loud. Yes, I will diss Burger King. I will give Burger King this. The Impossible Whopper actually tastes decent. But the rest of their burgers suck. So I mean, if you doubt me, have a Whopper without the actual bread. Take the bread off and have a Whopper, and let me know how you feel afterwards. Because I learned that the hard way. I had one of the Whopper fall apart on me, and I was like, well, let me just eat the meat. I ate the meat, and it was probably one of the most disgusting burgers I have ever had in my life. One of the most disgusting things I've ever had in fact. Speaking of Hardee's and Carl's Jr., have you seen Primal items from there? No, I have not. I have not. There is a Hardy. Well, I mean, this shows something. I mean, it's only really in either the bad part of town around me or in the industrial part of town. It's not really in. They've not survived in the areas of where people actually live. So they're not exactly the most convenient place to go eat. Which is, I think, part of their problem. They had some amazing, Cinnabons. Kind of like Cinnabon, but not as good as Cinnabon. But yeah, they had some amazing sort of like Cinnabon breakfast thing for years. I don't know if they still do. But yeah, I mean I've always liked that. But I mean it's kind of like there's one or two good things each of these restaurants do. For fast food, like McDonald's is absolutely the fries. Yeah, I'll also give a McDonald's a McFlurry if the machine's working. A McFlurry. Everything else from McDonald's is mediocre, but at least it's a decent burger. And I have to say decent. I mean, if we get more of their international flavors, maybe I'd be more appreciative of McDonald's. Wendy's, they're probably the only good fast food salad bar, if that makes any, or salad place. If that makes any kind of sense. I don't trust too many salads from fast food places. Um, and Taco Bell is a good place to eat when you're drunk. Uh, Literally, I think that's the only benefit of Taco Bell is, am I drunk or am I high? Let me order it. That's the time to get it. Speaking of McDonald's, have you had any of the limited edition sauces like Szechuan or the Sriracha Mac or anything? I've had the Szechuan. I wasn't, as crazy as the people were when it came out for the Rick and Morty demand. I never was really a big Szechuan sauce person. I love their hot mustard. And it's actually one of the things I'm kind of disappointed with this Chinese order I made today. They didn't give me any sauces, I don't think. Oh, no, wait, hold on. They gave me 2 soy sauces and a fortune cookie. We'll do the fortune cookie later on the stream. But, yeah. They gave me 2 soy sauces. Don't care for soy sauce. I'll cook with soy sauce, but I won't add it to anything, if that makes any sense. Most people, when they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna have soy sauce, it's added salt. That's all it is. I like hot mustard. It's one of the few hot things I can enjoy still these days. So I'm kind of missing the fact that they didn't give me the hot mustard, in this pack. So that's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I understand. Things are hard. People aren't going to give me the hot mustard. It's kind of like I went and had, because I was able to get it. I'm not going to order it because it's incredibly expensive to order. I had Jersey Mike's the other day. By the way, one of the best hands down subs always is Jersey Mike. Although they're skimping now. Because of the cost of things, they are definitely skimping now. The meat, didn't get as much meat on my sub as I usually got. That was a definite tell. But no, I stand by Jersey Mike's. If you guys are listening, I need you to absolutely bottle and sell your cherry red pepper jam. Whatever that stuff is. It is like crack. And that stuff is delicious. And if you've not had it, but you've been at a Jersey Mike's, try it. It is amazing. It's like a nice little sweet and spicy kick. So if you like Szechuan sauce, or if you like a little bit of sriracha or something like that, check it out. Try it. I mean, that is something that's definitely delicious to add to your dish. And Jersey Mike's, absolutely, come out with that crap. I mean, come on. I love it. Let me buy the stuff from you, I'd love to put that stuff on any sandwich at home. Hell, try a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with that stuff. Ooh, that'd be a nice, spicy, yet sweet and savory sandwich. Although I don't know if I'd really like it mixed in with peanut butter and jelly. We could try it. We could try it, but kind of like Wild Wings or Chick-fil-A did, referring to selling the sauce. Yeah. I mean, I don't order special sauce from McDonald's or even Chick-fil-A. I get that people love the Chick-fil-A sauce. I had somebody I used to work with, at not my last job, because I had a job temporarily for a month, but the job before it, the job I had last year. I had a guy who would order and pay extra for more of the Chick-fil-A sauce, and now they're selling it on the side. that you can order or you can buy it in stores. I've never been that crazy for Chick-fil-A sauce, but hey, to each their own. Chick-fil-A is a decent sandwich. I just at the same time I just don't like sometimes their sandwiches don't agree with me or something. They seem kind of like dry a little bit. I guess that's probably I just got a bad time for getting Chick-fil-A because it's literally they're rushing to get them out and probably somebody just overcooked the sandwich a bit. I mean that the Chick-fil-A behind me is like always crowded with the exception of the day it's closed, which is Sunday. So cram packed, and they're literally within about a block from me. So I mean, it is always busy at the Chick-fil-A. I can't argue with it. I mean, I had decent food. Waffle fries are damn good. Although they don't give you enough waffle fries, they really don't. It's basically like a sampler of waffle fries coming from Chick-fil-A. And then Arby's, you just disappoint me. You're sad these days. Do you have an In and Out near you, or have you encountered long lines? The Chick-fil-A's have long ass lines. I mean, long, huge lines. We have an In and Out, but it's not. I don't even know if it's the same brand In and Out. We have a group called Around Us. Used to have Silver Bullet, but I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It does an amazing burger, but they take forever. Cookout. We have Cookout. We have Cookout around here, and they're decent. They have great burgers, and they have amazing shakes. I mean, you go just for the shake to them. But yeah, I remember going in there or going and waiting in line, and it's by car because it's the only way you can really order with them. And I would sit in my car for about 30 to 40 minutes to get a burger and a shake. That's, a little bit unreasonable, especially if you have, like, some people only a short amount of time to get your food and get back to wherever you had to go. So it wasn't a good place to do a lunch run. The Wendy's near my last place I actually physically worked, was always crammed full at lunchtime. Because it was basically that, crappy Subway, or a even crappier Chinese restaurant that was within walking distance, or a, Little Caesars that did not cook their food and was notorious for not cooking their food. I don't know how they're still open because of. I very well they could have sent a lot of people into botulism with how they've been cooking their or not cooking the food. But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, there are places you'll get in. I mean, the McDonald's near me it has certain days, certain times of days, you'll get in a line for them forever. And it's freaking McDonald's, people. I mean, it's not the best food. And we're not talking some actual good, some homemade food. We're talking, crappy fast food. And I mean, I love McDonald's fries. I love their McFlurry, but it's crappy fast food. It's you're paying for very, very cheaply made fast food. I gotta put a hand in here somewhere. But right now, we're gonna do a little bit of the shell of the case. Armor. do a little merch here. Today's been a weird one for art requests. I've actually got a professional request in this week, which is great. I'm going to be doing some work for them over the next week, but I also, like I said, I just got a request minutes before we did the stream, as I was typing the information for the stream. They came through and they're like, hey, I want to put in a request. It's like, okay. I did not do... Yeah. Okay, that's because he doesn't really have an elbow, does he? Okay, they do. I see what they do. Okay, yeah. Trying to remember or Robocop, because I've not seen Robocop in a long time. How he's put together. And I don't remember, you said this is based sort of off the modern Robocop. Damien, I never have seen the modern Robocop. I will say that. I've never seen the modern. I'm kind of the probably worst member of Movies Galore group that doesn't see all the movies that people see through the year. I'm just like, okay, there's a movie out. I'm half tempted to order from Applebee's just to get a ticket to go see Maverick. Because it's like, okay, you order from Applebee's, you spend more than $25, which these days is not hard, and you get a free ticket to Maverick. I'm like, okay. Story is based on the original film, but elements of the story is based on 2014. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I mean, the original film is always a classic. I mean, he shoots a guy in the freaking dick. Alright, it's one of the classic movie hilarity moments, a guy getting shot in the dick. It's cringeworthy, but it's hilarious. I think most people completely forgot that Robotech does that. Or Robocop does. I keep saying Robotech. I've got Robotech in my mind. I don't know why I got Robotech in my mind. It's not like anything's... Well, I think I have heard the movies... They're finally moving forward with a live action of Robotech. But, I don't know why I have... I mean, it's easy to mix them, I guess. Name-wise. And they're both dystopian futures. Although one has more of an anime basis than the other, but, and of course Robotech is just a rehash of, Macross, Super Fortress Macross. And a couple other series as well. Kind of like how Power Rangers, came to be here in the US. It's the 80s version of what Power Rangers. Let's put it that way. But the 80s is what's best for everything, isn't it? I don't know. The idea today when I was doing the sketch, putting it together, was pretty much an 80s dystopian future art look. I even, when I was designing a quick idea of a background, because I did want to do a sci-fi-esque background, I wanted a dystopian future background. Because Robocop is a dystopian future. That it was so bad they had to put in a robotic police officer. Would it fly today, though? Let's go Sarky. Hi, how's it going? Would Robocop fly today with the cancel the police scenario? Probably not. I don't see that series really being anything in the future, even if it were like realistic future, I mean, hell, we are going to dystopian future the way things are going, but we're definitely going down that dystopian future line. But I don't know if we're willing to pay to have a cybernetic police officer on the force, or a giant robot police officer in the case of the robotic version. I forgot the name. The one that we're going to be drawing as well. What was the name of this freaking robot thing? The Ed 209. Okay, the Ed 209. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, would we see those today? With the concept of the future that we're going, I don't think so. Because we don't have much of a love for police officers, and we don't have much love for any of our professional civil servants. It's a little disappointing, sadly, or it's a little upsetting. A lot of them put their lives on the line, and then you get people like the Unova police that decide, hey, I don't want to fucking do it. And, fine, you can go elsewhere. We need police officers. We don't need people to hide away in situations. That's as close as political we're gonna get. I'm gonna remove myself from that point. Because, yeah, we don't want to go that route on the stream or in the future. I try to stay away from politics around here, because this is an escape for people. Amazingly, we got a lot of people in yesterday on coming in during our Persona playthrough. Let's see, Roddy is Sailor Moon 4000, both established Crystal Mid Shuttle Yo, which in the world based on Neo Tokyo, and the Akira movie inspired by the 2019 Los Angeles and Blade Runner. Yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to see Akira come to Hollywood. I know we're going to do that. They've not stopped that. I don't want it. Akira, the original Akira is a timeless classic. I don't get Hollywood's idea of remaking classics. I mean, speaking of RoboCop, I don't get it. If it's successful and a classic, why remake it? Why not just re-release the movie? If it's a piece of crap and you want to try again, I understand that. I understand that completely. You know, let's remake what was, you know, actual crappy movies, and try and get a better version. But if it's considered a cult classic, leave it the fuck alone. Share it with a new audience. I kind of stuff, because he's gonna laugh at the freaking dick jokes being shot. Well, tell that to Disney. Yeah. Well, Disney is, I think, learning a hard problem these days. And it's literally this year they're finally learning some of it. One, that China doesn't want their crap. That Disney is not making friends with anybody. People are starting to catch wise that their live actions are pretty much junk. And even most of their movies are not doing so well. The Marvel's holding together a little bit, but even so, their numbers are going down. You just have to watch it. You can't watch a movie's numbers and see, oh, well, the first week it did this much. You have to literally look at a movie's numbers the second and third week to see if it actually is doing something. And in the case of Disney, no. A lot of the Disney movies are dropping immensely on the second or third week. Um, so, I mean, it's not showing the staying power that Disney is hoping for a lot of these, and that's kind of the problem. I mean, it is a huge problem when you do it. And yeah, Disney just wants to keep doing remakes of their original content. Um, Disney, if you want to remake something, remake the movies that sucked. Remake Home on the Range. That didn't do well. That was a piece of crap. Let's see, what other Disney animated films absolutely freaking bombed? I mean, Black Cauldron's always kind of been a cult followed Disney movie. So I'd say redo it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, no. Alright, what kind of gun were you giving them, Damien, in this? Because I was giving him a pump shotgun. Because nothing says dystopian futures. People want to see Atlantis and Treasure Planet remade. Because the original films were bombs. Those I could see maybe. And part of the reason why I say maybe is they're bombs, but they were bombs because of the timing. They weren't the best time to release those types of movies, but everybody thought, oh, let's do this kind of movie. Turned up. Damn it, they made this fortune cookie impossible to open. There we go. But yeah, I wouldn't mind them seeing it, but it'd be a lot of money to do for a one-shot film. And I don't know if Disney could do it. Also, Rhodey has a pistol, so you do want a pistol. Okay. See, the reason I was thinking shotgun is because Robocop has a pistol, but he has that huge-ass Glock pistol. I think it was a Glock. I forget what it was. That was built into his leg, as I recall. It's been a long time, like I said, since I've seen the movie. I think the last time I actually watched Robotech was just the clips to watch the dick shots. Huh? Yes, I enjoy that one scene. That is the one scene of Robocop that'll always remind me, be stuck in my head. It's the dick shot. It'd be a lot of people's heads. They don't want to repeat it, but hey, I'll be happy to do her hands. Let's see here. Let's do that on a different layer. Just so, or do a sketch on a different layer here. 16. Let's hide black of the sketch so we can do what we're doing here. We're gonna do hand. Literally, when you do hands, and this is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do the hands separately. So many people talk about, hey, how do you draw a hand? How do you draw a hand doing something? It's literally a circle with little sort of ovals for fingers. When you're grabbing something, so the middle finger would be the trigger finger. On here. So when you're doing a gun, you're going to be doing it like this. So I want to do sort of like oval, a little bit. I mean, I can split this one up because the middle fingers would be a little bit smaller on a girl. Yeah, we just kind of sketch it out slowly to get a decent hand going. It's how you kind of do it. And you can look at your own hand to do it if you're not experienced with it. But just kind of slowly sketch the length of the hand out. Is the best way to get it to work. Now, because we're going to be doing a futuristic gun in her hand, we kind of want to also kind of sketch that out. Let's see if I can look up Robocop's pistol. Here. Robocop pistol. So the Auto 9 is what it's referred to. Copy. Alright, let's transform this and I'll show you guys what the pistol looks like. Let's remove the black on the background so you guys can see it a little bit better. So this is the movie prop look. It removed a little bit more black than I cared for. For the Auto 9. That was Robocop's pistol. It's basically a very long... I guess it probably would work. I mean, it's basically a 9mm. It's basically a 9mm. This part, let's see here. If I cut off the end, if I cut that part off, and we probably shortened the base, that's a 9mm. So, and I'm not a gun person, but I know what a 9mm looks like. And despite what some people say, no, a 9mm will not shoot out alone. Now, in Robocop, the Auto 9 would shoot out alone. But a 9mm is your common small hand pistol. To say common in a sense that it be a hand pistol. It's just got an extended length barrel, and an extended butt. It doesn't even have an extended clip, it looks like. It has an extended butt. But yeah, it'd be one of your smallest handguns. Which is odd considering this was more like a... It acted more like the 45 of Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry. I think it was a 45. I mean, a good example of a small gun, Walter PPK that James Bond uses in the earlier films. I don't know if he still uses a Walter PPK in the current movies or any franchise or anything. That's it. Most notably, and it's funny that people were like, oh, well, why did Ian Fleming choose that? It's a girl's gun. Well, it's a spy's gun. And a spy needs to hide his gun. He doesn't need to hold on, have a gun out in the open. Walter PPK is a tiny, tiny, tiny gun. And my understanding of guns is pretty much just, I get a request to draw a gun in a picture. So I need to know how to draw that gun, or how to make a gun look like a gun. Don't make it look like, just a stick in somebody's hands. What's Robocop's hand? That's the... Is it literally gloves? It's freaking gloves. Ah, shut up. Freaking gloves. It's 1980s. What can I say? Wouldn't armor your freaking hand. Your hand's gonna be one of the things more easily shot than some parts. Part you're putting out the most. I guess his hands were fine. I forget. And he got riddled with. I remember he died. Murphy dies from being riddled with bullets. Um, or he gets shot up and he barely survives, and that's how he becomes RoboCop. I mean, he just got riddled with bullets. I don't know. I mean, Damien, how did he? Is it the same concept in the remake? That he just gets riddled with bullets, or did they go like a different route with like he got burned to death or something? I mean, killing a character off because they got riddled with bullets is pretty common for the 80s. I mean, Spawn kind of got riddled with bullets and then burned alive. So I remember that's how Spawn died. Is because that's how he looks, like freaking walking pile of feet. Deadpool, just his disease made him look bad. I remember other characters that they kind of masked because they had to. Yes, this is not going to be the safe to work Dining and Doodles. This is not going to be the children's Dining and Doodles episode. Well, the reboot, it was a car explosion. So they didn't even want to go the run of blowing him away with being just shot to hell. Alright, alright. I mean, that was the sort of badass moment for Murphy in the original that you have to be like, they wanted this dude dead. They just laid bullets into him. I mean, that was, a moment of like, that they wanted him dead. Hollywood is like, oh, we'll do a car explosion. And car explosion. Very, very original. Yep. Only been doing it since, well, cars were invented. Because film was invented before cars, and, so, yeah. Actually, I don't think, no, they've been doing explosions, probably explosions of cars have been around since the 60s, I guess. I don't know if there'd be one in the 50s. They just have them kind of wreck off to the side of the road for movie/TV serials beforehand. They didn't blow up. In the reboot of RoboCop, PJ was like RoboCop 3, while the first two are R. Yeah, the guy's gonna get shot in the dick in the rated R version. You're not gonna get that in PG-13. Hell no. Again with the dick shot. Yes, again with the dick shot. You talk about RoboCop, you gotta talk about the dick shot. I don't think it's a rule, but darn it, I'm making it a rule here today. Given the title for tonight's D&D thumbnail was "Don't shoot, or or stop, or I'll have to shoot you, Senpai," in place of his "Stop or I'll shoot" line in the movies. I wanted to give it that sort of anime-esque Senpai moment. Actually, let's fix that last one. This one's fine. here. We need to fix this one here. Look a little bit more like it, the other one. Give it that look that they tried to make it look not like a guy in a suit. This was practical effects. You hear that, Hollywood? It was practical effects. Go back to using practical effects. Don't rely everything on CGI. CGI is good. Don't put reliable on all CGI, though. Who's in the happy to go see Avatar 2/3/4, whatever that is being coming out? I'll tell you, I wasn't even happy to see the first one. I thought it was a piece of crap. Everybody else was like, ooh, it's amazing. I was like, it's Fern Gully, the movie, in CG. Actually, Fern Gully was a movie. Starred Robin Williams. Decent movie. Far better than Avatar was. And we're not talking Airbender. We're talking genuine Avatar. Exulu, we're going to be blue people. We're going to be giants. Eehoo. We'll ride these weird, completely fake-looking dog creatures across the plains that look like part of China. Yes. Part of the Wukong Mountains in China. But doesn't look like anything anybody's ever seen. Speaking of Avatar, there's going to be a sequel. Yes, the sequel, well, there's going to be not one, but 2 sequels coming out at least. Because he filmed 2 back-to-back. I am not looking forward to it. A lot of people loved the film when it came out. Then a lot of people got a hint of what it was and started to know, hey, this is just a ripoff. And a lot of people said it was Dancing with Wolves or Pocahontas, and they were wrong. It was Fern Gully, 100%. The movie was a ripoff of the movie Fern Gully, which came out in 1990, starred Robin Williams as a bat. I forget who else was in the film. Maybe Meg Ryan. Because she was in everything back then. I would say Atlantis and Avatar are more similar to each other. A little bit. I mean, it's the fish out of water tale. It's always the fish out of water tale. And Hollywood loves the fish out of water tale. And I mean loves it. They really need to quit with the fish out of water tale. Because the fish out of water tales are great to a point, but people are catching on. And they're like, oh, it's this kind of story again. And then you're like, oh, well, we're going to have some sort of evil concept. Oh, well, is the military involved? All right, the military's evil. Oh, well, it is, so-and-so involved. Oh, this is evil. It's like, okay. That's kind of why 11 Kingdoms, for my novel 11 Kingdoms, I did not make the corporation evil. They do have some evil tendencies, but they aren't the evil ones. Because it's too cliche. Way too cliche. It's always cliche for the military or for a company to turn out to be the evil ones. So, I mean, you kind of need to have something a little bit different, and I just don't get that from a lot of Hollywood. And Hollywood is just gotten so bland and boring. And I mean, there's some stuff that we have on our list for the anime group, and I disagree with a lot of their anime choices. There's some stuff probably lined up that we've been pitching that I'm like, I really don't want to talk about that because it's just going to be me going on why it doesn't work these. Um, there's a series I don't want to note it. We have a series lined up for July because we also have June. We've announced that June is going to be Madoka Magica, which I'm fine with. I've not watched it in a long time, so we're going to be watching that, and we'll be doing Madoka Magica. Had a great twist in that series. And if you caught my Persona review last night, you will also know why I now fear using Mona. Because Mona is the voice, at least the English voice actor of Mona is the voice of QB in Magic Madoka. Same voice, literally using the same voice too. They don't change it up, which makes it all the more creepier. But yeah, it's we're gonna be watching one that is a well-known series, and I'm not gonna diss it because it is a well-known series. It is a good series, but I feel it's lacklustered over the years. And I've told them this before in a previous episode of our reviews. I'm like, you watch this show and you're gonna feel it's lackluster to, you know, over the time. Now, part of that problem show was its comedy. Its comedy was funny at the time, but it's kind of died down a bit. It's not as funny. It's I don't want to spoil it. God, I do not want to spoil it. I'm just gonna stop there because if I say any more, I'm probably gonna spoil it, and I don't want to spoil the show until we get to it now being announced. But I mean, rightfully so. It was up against another in our voting. It was up against another classic genre-noting series. So it was two great series that came clashing in our voting, and it came down to one vote going for this series. And I kind of wanted to get away from comedy for a little while too, but it's another comedy series. And so we're doing. I mean, Magical Madoka is not comedy, I guess. So I mean, there's comedic moments, but there's not that much. But yeah, I mean, we'll be doing another comedy series in July. And so yeah, we'll talk about that when that happens. Trying to think if there's another thing. Let's see here. I mean, that was a '90s series also. It's a series from the '90s. If you saw our review of Honey and Clover, I got chewed out a little bit that I didn't like Honey because I didn't like Honey and Clover anymore. And part of the reason I didn't like Honey and Clover anymore was one character in particular, and it was not the annoying one. It was the one that became more of a stalker. And having gone through a stalker situation in my own life, definitely not something you want. Not something that's been pleasant. Nobody wants a stalker. Nobody wants. I mean, maybe. I guess maybe somebody wants a stalker. Maybe there's somebody who's like, I love stalkers. Okay. Hey, you do you. This is definitely not going to go on the made for all ages stream or list here for Dining and Doodles. So I will say yes. Do not stalking is not good. Um, so if there is a child watching this and you're like wondering why this one's not on the children's list, stalking no good. Bad. Bad. I'm talking like stupid, stereotypical Native American for some reason, and bad anime or TV. Yes, bad, bad. Usually played by Italian actors. Bad, bad. Yeah, I'll never get that either. Why Italians play? Well, no, I understand why Italians played Indians. Not a good thing, but there's a bad film, and I don't want to get too much into the subject, but it starred Johnny Depp, as Johnny Depp was in the news this week, as he won his case against Amber Heard. Congratulations, Johnny. World dies in another way. Not because of Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, but because we focused on that instead of actual news. What's worse, it came out of my home state. So, yeah, the fact that it occurred in Virginia did not help. Virginia! He's got a black visor. Alright, this visor's black. You want the visor to be red, Damien? I don't know if you're still here. You got it red in the picture. Try and do a metallic green if I can. Da-da-da. Oh, Damien must have left. Alright, I mean, I'll do a little bit of, I did not finish the hand there. That is my fault. Okay. So yeah, I mean, let's talk about dystopian anime or dystopian 90s, 80s films. Let's start with one of my favorite crappy movies that is dystopian for no reason whatsoever. Double Dragon. Yes, if you didn't know, there is a Double Dragon movie based off of the hit video game series from the 80s that somehow became a dystopian world. How it was a dystopian world, I don't know. It was based on a karate, kung fu world. I never saw how it would be dystopian, and it stars TV's girl of the 80s, Alyssa Milano. I will say of the 80s because as she got older, she definitely changed. I thought she was decent and charmed, and then she started to get worse. And I don't mean in looks, I mean in attitude. And I guess she was the teenage heartthrob for a little while when I was growing up as a kid. Um, or guys, I guess. I forget. I mean, I know Michael J. Fox for a good while, and then you also had uh, Tom Cruise was the teenage heartthrobs, you know, for the 80s. For the 90s, it kind of mixed from literally when and where. Brandon Fraser for a while. Um, there's one thing I should talk about here. RoboCop is probably one of the best movies that we will never get appropriately in again. We had it in 2019, which kind of surprised me. But like I said, I didn't with Damien on. I didn't see the 2019 original, or 2019. It wasn't original. Excuse me. It was a remake. Um, but you gotta give it credit because these days, when a Hollywood actor is asked to do a role that causes them to mask up, they rarely will do not show their face. They will put it in their contract to have their face shown several times, and that's part of the reason why it's in there is to the actor gets the credit. I mean, you take them out, and there's no telling who's under there, and that whatnot. The actor in RoboCop got it on. With the exception of a few points that you see Michael's face, often you see him without the helmet or with the helmet, and that is the most iconic form. It's kind of like with Jason, from Jason Voorhees or any of the horror villains, you don't really see their faces, and an actor these days don't get that often in a horror. We get more psychological horror or something like that. Where you're gonna see the faces because they'll eventually reveal, who the real villain is or something like that. Or it's some CGI monster, so no one really needs to be the actor. Unless it's Michael Serkis, or who is it? Not Michael Serkis, Andy Serkis, who's willing to do it, anything behind CGI. And my God, God bless the man. He is an amazing, amazing talent. That it is great with voice work and great with body work. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep doing it because he's getting older and he's probably not going to be able to move as great. But hey, more power to him. Keep up the good work, Andy Serkis. You're doing a good job. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, we're going towards a world where more CGI isn't played, but you do have occasional practical techniques being used again these days. It's the one good thing I will say about the Disney Star Wars is they brought back practical effects. Because making everything CGI, as South Park spoofed on when Lucas did it, looks horrible. It looks horrible. CGI is not the full answer. It's good at times, but I mean, you can make it look really bad at times. And when you think back, I mean, there was, Ed 209 was stop motion. It wasn't CGI. Although I guess the remake, probably Ed 209, if Ed 209 was in it, was stop motion or was CGI probably. But yeah, and it was stop motion. The original was stop motion, um, because it was a good practical effect. You know, you make a model and you go about slowly moving it. Robocop himself was, you know, a guy in a suit, and then they added some great practical effects with it. Is it one of the best sci-fi movies? Not really. I mean, hell, you could have actual robotics too. I mean, Short Circuit. I mean, Johnny Five in Short Circuit. If you guys don't know what that movie is, it's a old classic of the '90s, um, and '80s, and it was okay. Uh, it wasn't the best film, but I mean, it had an actual robot. Johnny Five was an actual robot. Now, mind you, it was actually controlled by like thousands upon thousands of servos, but it was a practical effect. People could interact with it. It wasn't like something that's not actually there. Let's make this a bit closer to this color. Yeah, I mean, it's something that deselect for a second. I'd like to see Hollywood do more practical effects in the future. Will they? I don't know. Hollywood has a tendency to try and be cheap on the effects that they need to pay more money on and expensive on the stuff that they don't need to. Like, oh, hey, we need this massive, explosive, you know, scene, and then we'll have this cut room scene of some guys in a boardroom. Because you don't have time to pay for all that, you know, all that or CGI. So we're gonna have some guys in like a little room talking to each other. And we're not gonna put too much detail in the backgrounds. It's gonna be some very, very cheap use. And I mean, I'll give it Marvel. Disney did right with Marvel in the early phases. I can't speak for now. I have not watched the modern Marvel movies aside from No Way Home, which I have watched recently. I have not watched the Doctor Strange movie. I have not watched Moon Knight. I have not watched any of the stuff beyond WandaVision on Disney Plus because I just didn't care. I know a lot of people liked Thor, or not Thor, Loki. Now look, Loki went into an area of humor and joy, I guess, for people. For me, not that interested, and I'm going on the wrong part here. We're gonna start doing some gloss on the character. I really, really don't know if I'm gonna be able to do too much with the sci-fi background here. Kind of planned a lot more to this than I could do. We'll go a bit long, but we're not gonna get too much into this. We do have a 2-hour limit, and we're reaching that a bit on one character. I mean, what would I like to see out of Disney come out? We talked about the remakes. I mean, redo Song of the South, re-release Song of the South, and then put the appropriate comments to it. You know, that this film was made in the wrong time. But I mean, it was a good film. It's just, you know, you've got to note, you know, hey, this was made in a different time and different place. Of course, Disney doesn't even want to acknowledge Song of the South anymore. Because it's like, oh, well, that's a horrible stain on our company. Yet we'll make some crappy movies and say that those aren't a horrible stain on our brand. They've got Foxes could do, you know, we talked about Treasure Planet and Atlantis. They could redo those, but they also have the Fox animation lineup too. So they technically have the rival to Treasure Planet, which was Titan AG. I believe that was the title of it. You could have a crossover. Disney crossover between two movies that were rivals. There's an idea. Don't know if it's a good one, but it's an idea. Alright, let's do our gun, or put our gun together, and then get to work on the background and a quick Brody 209 add EG in the background as well. We're really going to be doing it very quick. Basically, I mean, sci-fi is one of the more, because you're making something, you have to make something that looks like something somebody can identify, but at the same time doesn't exist. And that's one of the key problems. You need to make it look like something somebody can identify, but it doesn't exist. And to do that right, I mean, I don't know if you can. We're gonna do a repeat of that color of the gun, stripe I did in the gun, and the visor. Let's do like that. You know what? Her hair was blonde. We're making her blonde. Unless Damien's here and say otherwise. Damien, are you here? Probably not. At this point. We're kind of running short on time. So we're kind of starting to rush here. We're literally have 45 minutes left to do this drawing. What am I going to do after this drawing? Well, I have to do the leveling up in Persona from last night that I haven't done. I kind of spent most of the day sleeping and taking care of household things. I've not been able to do the leveling up in that game. I also need to set up for tomorrow's, or this weekend's release for Patreon. I gotta do that as well. And we got a couple other things that we gotta do. That's our Bob S. or Ed 290 now. Their request, Damien is probably not here now. Their request or designed for Ed 209 remake was Ed 209 mixed in with a Sailor Germa, or how to say it, Germantoid, from Sailor Moon S, or was it Super? Whichever one had the outer Sentai. Supers was the last one, I think, so it was S, probably. Tomo was the villain. The one with Tomo and Nine. Well, Roddy's armor is supposed to be in Roddy's top's colors, which are supposed to be what? Green? The KK well, like the reference. Okay. That's one of the things I was asking earlier. So we do want the green metal look. So we had it green. We can still make it green. It's not a problem. Her hair's supposed to be green as well. Well, I guess her chest is supposed to be purple. So let's see here. Let's overlay that on top of that. Alright. At the purple. Guys, I mean, I'm running short on time here, so we're not going to be able to do the Ed 209, I don't think, at this point. Brody or whatever in the background. Or whatever, the Germa 209, Germatops 209 or whatever. We're not going to be able to do that. And make it time. Come on, get in there. Oh, you're already in there. There. Okay. And hand. Very sickly green. You add more area of purple. Hold on. Dark spots here. Green. Finish up. But I see that we color there. And Damien left us again, right as I was stating. Well. Hair's gonna be green then. I'm going with the reference. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see the reference as is on the picture. This is gonna be eating up most of our time. I'm not going to be able to do much, but to make a very quick background. We're not going to be able to finish up what I was looking to do with the character. Do that last part. Guys, we're literally going to be running into time problems here. Let's do color burn. That's right, we did a color burn. Lighten it a little bit. Get the original. Hide the color real quick. Original here. Okay, now I need to get, hold on, let's color burn off. Normal, full color. Come on. And black. Oh, that's not it. Ah! Like mint chocolate chip meets very light violet. I mean, yeah, green and purple work. They are kind of a real mess. Bit of a mess. Color burn. Wrong layer for color burn. Color burn. Doing the hair real quick. We're not gonna do Ed 209. There's no chance. I do not have the time to do a mech at this point. Mechs take at least an hour, and there is no way I'm gonna be able to put that in. That is not happening. Her hair's gonna go green. That's, I mean, Damien left both times we were trying to ask him about the hair and didn't answer, so hair's going green. That looks like pea green. Let's not do that. Let's do a separate layer with the same green. Alright. Missed a few spots. Now she looks like the Incredible Hulk meets Robotech meets Anime Girl. Or She-Hulk meets Robotech meets Anime Girl. Like I said, we're just gonna have to do a quick background. You have a dark green. I don't like the case gaze because they really are very generic. On looks. Alright. Got a little bit of the flesh shadow. And I see one glaring spot that I need to fix on the purple. Back to normal real quick. That purple. go right here. So here, here. Probably should do that little black spot too. Getting. No. Okay. Now we wrong layer. Fade. Color burn. No, not multi. Color burn. Alright. Alright. We're gonna make a quick, I mean a quick dystopian future. Well, not dystopian future. We can't really do a dystopian and quick. Futuristic background for the character. Let's get the backgrounds going here. One of the clear things you gotta do when you do a future background. Actually, I know what's going on here. These three should be down here. Too far. Okay. One, you either do it really light or really, really dark. Robotech, or I mean Robocop, still making that difference. Dark. Robocop, dark. Always dark. You're not gonna see it out in a bright, sunny day. So we're gonna be having black background from our start. So we need to bring this black background to life. Make it somewhat urban, but at the same time somewhat futuristic. Let's add some dark blue. Visor is also red. Alright, keep in mind, Damien, we've got 30 minutes left, and this is done. There's nothing else going on, and I'm not remaking these. Keep that in mind. You want to keep making changes to the character. We're not getting much to the background, and we're not getting much to anything else. You got 30 minutes. It's a 2-hour program. I'll do the same with the gun, because the gun was supposed to match the visor there. And that is a rule. We have it set for that reason. We do not want to keep making these are not paid jobs, so I am not spending more than 2 hours on this job. A night sky, we actually need to do it the opposite way. Do it. That. Alright. I know this is really, really hard to see on the stream. That's part of the problem with doing this black dystopian future. I'm going to fade the background. In fact, I shouldn't have done that box there anyway. I'm going to fade the backgrounds so you can sort of see what I'm doing. So, black square. Simple enough. We want to do a change to that, so let's do a curved angle on it. For a building, and let's add line through it that's going to be sort of central place. Blue. word police to it. Put it in Arial. Right now it's in comic, or in a version I use for comics, but we're going to switch it over to Arial because Arial is the universal sign language. And I don't mean, sign language. It is the universal language for signs. Or font for signs, excuse me, fonts. It's the universal language for fonts. So we're going to police them black as well. It's going to be all black for the building. Actually, it's in white. Um, okay, blue going here. We're going to do sort of a city in the background, but I'm going to kind of real quickly do this. No. This is what really, really takes up time because I'm kind of rushed doing a very urban city background that's futuristic. I need to think it through here. That is not good. Go generic, real quick one. Bunch of squares, bunch of squares. Back in the 80s and 90s, we thought, we would be artistic with our dystopian future. We're not. We're not these days. We are very, very minimalist these days with our future. Um, and add a little bit more here. Probably buildings off in the distance. Reason I'm doing them in black real quick is it's a lot quicker to do quick design this way. Of something that's going to be futuristic. Okay, grab all this black. I should. There's a very, very notable brush I have. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. This is called a city lights brush. I like it because it adds city lights. Kind of a quick one and you're done brush. But it adds sort of city lights to things. But I actually have something a little bit different I want to use. Okay, that's buildings. There's black background right there. Select invert. Hold on. Or not. Select invert selected area. So let's do that. Let's background. Let's add same color. Let's add the city lights and others. Ah, fudge, fudge. So frustrating and quick. Let's do some of the city lights that we had earlier. That color. Select. We're gonna go. That's not the one I wanted. 100. Go. Nope. Start to here. Down to here. Up. A little bit there. Let's shrink it down even more. Do this one in the background. Just will not even do the full thing there. Kind of. There. Add a little something in the background here. Smaller. Maybe do. Ah. Let's do. My nose is acting up, but that's why you hear me like, oh, let's do the sort of the same thing, but we're gonna do it in links here. Go from here, here, and do a break. One to do. Break. Two. Break. One. Break. One. Two. let's do a big sort of slice down the middle, or in the blue. Make it look kind of like a freaking CPU box. Of sorts. Like that. Maybe we can do light, the light source, do different. Let's do some boxes, rectangles, one color. Grabbing those. Trying to keep a uniformity to it. Quick. See, this is part of my problem here. Doing this is she is not going to be shown too easily unless I do some light pollution into the scenario. This is where you guys are going to start seeing tricks here. Okay. So, one of the things you want to do if you're doing a city, keep in mind you're going to have light pollution, especially at night. What light pollution is, particularly in a city, it is a yellowy brown. But I mean, I'm using this as an airbrush right now to get the effects, but I want the buildings to sort of have that a little bit, so she's going to come out a little bit more on top. Real quickly doing this. Looks a little stupid, but what we're going to do is add glow. And so it adds sort of a glow. It makes her leg pop out, makes that pop out. Maybe we want to add a little bit of red into the image. Let's add a little bit of light, like a couple lights on top of buildings that are red. Notify, planes. Okay, there are buildings here. This is our tops. Maybe tone that down a little bit. Just a tiny bit, not much. Such a rush here. Let's see another building in the background I really want to do something with real quick. Let's do quick downward. I don't like that. I don't like that. Trying to think. Let's add some yellow into the sky. So let's actually do it. Because, yeah, I can show you, it's like, this is just gonna be a real quick. This is what Clip Paint has for night sky. If I can get the show, come on. Oh, wait, that's why it's behind everything. This is what they have for night sky in a city. So you see pollution. We get a yellowish, brown, orange, and light pollution. Actually, if I want to go around it, let's do a little bit out orange to it. Amber, whatever you want to call it. Add a little bit of that to it. X. That's. Where's the soft circle? I just saw them. Glitter. Oh, there's light brush. We'll do some. Oh no, that doesn't work. Stick with soft circles. Find them. Crackle, splats, crackle. Light glitter. Oh. Glitter. So many glitter brushes. Just gotta use them so often. This'll do. This is more towards this. Look. Just on a different layer though. We'll actually fade that a little bit more. Dude. Add a bit of lighter little ones. Sort of fade those. And let's add, like I said, some yellow and amber in the back. Contrast our green and purple character, which, like I said, is very Incredible Hulkish, or She-Hulkish. Speaking of Marvel movies or Marvel series, you had the She-Hulk preview. I mean, people are complaining that she doesn't look like the Muscle Hulk. I mean, this is more the '80s Hulk that I remember. She-Hulk, I remember. So, if I were to get into it, I mean, it's more the She-Hulk I remember. So maybe I'm kind of surprised they went that route. Let's actually overlay maybe soft light, low dot, color dot, lighten. That might work. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna get. We were gonna have a robot. Did not have time. Did not have time at all to do it. It is a lesson in what people request. If you request something and you keep adding to the request, keep in mind, this is a 2-hour show. 2-hour show. We do this each and every Saturday, but it is a 2-hour limit. I want to keep that at around that limit for personal reasons, but also for professional reasons. We want to meet the time limit for each and every person getting to be about the same. There's occasionally I might go over, but today we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because we kept getting changes and changes. It's done. It's done. So we're not doing any more here. So we're gonna go ahead to sponsor. Who as always is Built Bar. We have a Built Bar in front of us. A Built Bar puff, in fact. I still have a pumpkin flavor puff. They are not available right now. They are available in October, and yes, I still have some. I'm finally getting to the bottom of my puff container. But I will probably be ordering some more soon, and with luck, they order new flavors each and every freaking week. I kid you not. I got a notice. In fact, let's see here. If I got a notice today from them, I'm sure I got a notice in from them today. Oh, and Let's Pull Sharky. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Built Bar, Built Bar, Built Bar. Checking my email to see if I got a notice from them today about a new flavor or anything. Wow, not really. But they sent me one late last night. And this is basically just a note for us who are sponsors. Let's see if they're stating anything of note. Nope, nothing of note. I know that they have officially announced they now have granola bars. So if you are someone who loves granola bars, they now have Built granola bars. I have not tried them yet. I do have them on my list to order them. When I put in my order for Built Bar, I'm going to try and get some Built granola bars if they're not sold out. They do sell out of flavors fast. So a new flavor, like I said, is pretty much introduced once a week. They pretty much introduce a new flavor, and these are low calorie, low carb, low sugar, high in fiber deliciousness, because they focus on the flavor first in each and every Built Bar. In fact, this flavor that I have in front of me, the pumpkin flavor, I'm going to go over some of the nutritional facts on the back of just this flavor. Now, you can see the one above me on the screen. Well, that's their caramel bar, but this is their nutritional facts for their Built Bar Puffs. The nutritional facts, it's got 140 calories. That's 2.5 grams of fat. It's 4% of your fat. 1.5 grams of which is saturated fat. It has 2% sodium, 5% total carbohydrates, which is 11 grams, which is actually kind of high for a Built Bar, and 17 grams of protein in basically what tastes like a chocolate and pumpkin spice marshmallow. It is absolutely delicious. I have it beside me because I'm probably going to get hungry. Because, yeah, I had Chinese food. I'm probably going to get hungry from Chinese food tonight. So I am probably going to be reaching for that Built Bar as I do some work later tonight. So that is going to be my treat for the evening. And I hope that you all will also find it a treat in your home. Go to built.com, use the promo code EmbryArts to get 10% off of your entire order. That is built.com, and use the promo code EmbryArts, and I guarantee you will love these products. They have been a sponsor that we have asked them to be a sponsor, and they have not, given me a moment of bad times. Even when I have a bad moment with them, which is like shipping, usually where the shipping gets lost, they respond quickly and help me out. And they are delicious and perfect for you. That's built.com. Use the promo code EmbryArts. Now, before we go off and before I call off the stream, I did promise I was going to do one thing for the stream tonight. That was, I'm going to read this fortune cookie. We're going to open up this fortune cookie. We're going to read our fortune. So this is the fortune for me and you all on the stream. And I'm looking at the lucky numbers, which isn't. Alright, so for tonight's stream, our fortune is, it's time to rekindle an old friendship. In bed. As always. Always that in bed into it. But yeah, it's time to rekindle a friendship. So hey, if there's somebody you haven't gotten in touch with in a long time, hey, somebody you you're like, hey, whatever happened to that friend? Get in touch with them. That's a good note today. Go out there, get in touch with an old friend, be like, hey, how's it going? I want to check in on you. No reason, just want to say hi. Hey, how's it going? So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful evening and a wonderful year. And we'll see you tomorrow night for our Fallout New Vegas. Good night.